Hello, my name is Felicia Sanchez-Garbiso, and thank you for joining me here today with at Lucero Branch Library. And I'm going to share with you one of my favorite stories that I've heard since I was a little girl. This is a story that my mom used to read me, and a story that I read to my children as well. But when we don't have the book, we tell the story, and that's one of my favorite ways to tell stories, if you haven't noticed. And this story is from a tale that was retold by the author Verna Ardema, and it's from a book named Coyote, Borriguita and the Coyote. And the tale is from a little place in Ayutla, Mexico. So this is the story of Borriguita and the Coyote. On the foot of a mountain, there lived an ill little lamb, and her master called her simply Borriguita. And Borriguita means little lamb. And one day she was just grazing about, eating all the luscious plants that she could see around. And all of a sudden, along came a coyote. And Coyote growled when he saw her. Borriguita, I'm going to eat you. And Borriguita pleaded, Senor Coyote, please don't eat me now. Look at me. I'm as thin as a bean pod. Once I have eaten all of this clover, I will be nice and plump and fat, and you can come and eat me then. Está bien. He looked at the big clover, and he did see that little skinny lamb. So he thought about that and said, sure. So a couple of days went by, and pretty soon there was Borriguita grazing about after she had eaten all of her fill. Coyote came along and said, Borriguita, I am going to eat you now. You are as plump as a tumbleweed. Senor Coyote, oh my goodness, I know you want to eat me, but I know something that tastes ever so much better than lamb. Really? What? Cheese! What is this cheese? I've never heard of cheese. You've never heard of cheese? My master keeps a round of cheese on his table and he eats it on his tacos. Well, how can I get some of this cheese? Said Coyote. I know how you can get some cheese, said Borriguita. Tonight, when the moon is high up in the sky, meet me at the edge of the pond, and I will show you how to get some cheese. So they waited all evening, and sure enough, Coyote met Borriguita at the shore, at the edge of the pond. And there in the middle of the pond was a giant cheese. She said, do you see that yellow thing right there in the middle? Mm-hmm, said Coyote. That's cheese. You want it? Mm-hmm. Swim out and get it. So Coyote slipped into the water and he started swimming towards the cheese. But every time he started swimming, the more and more he swam, the farther away the cheese was. Pretty soon he decided he was just going to lunge at the cheese and get it. And so he went, oh my goodness, his mouth was rushed with water and he was almost drowning. He ran and swam all the way back to the shore. But when he got there, he realized the little lamb had tricked him. He shook off the water off of his fur and he howled up at that big cheese in the sky. Oh! The next day, Borriguita knew Coyote would be looking for her, so she decided to graze on an overhanging ledge up by the mountain that was near the little farm. And so she stayed by the mountain, and then when she saw Coyote coming, she got to work. She went and she crawled under a ledge underneath the mountain, and she pushed her hands up against the ledge. And pretty soon Coyote spotted her because he smelled her too. So he followed the trail all the way up, and when he got there, he said, Borriguita, I see you under there. I'm going to pull you out and eat you. Oh, please don't, mountain. Coyote looked at the little lamb, and she did look like she was holding up the mountain. She goes, oh my goodness, this is so heavy. You are strong. You're probably stronger than me. Do you think you can come over under here and hold up the mountain while I go get help? I don't want it to fall. Well, Coyote didn't want the mountain to fall either. So he crawled underneath the ledge and he pushed his paws up against the ledge. And then Borreguita crawled out from under and she said, do you have it now? I have it, he said. Hurry, hurry, this mountain is heavy. So Borreguita ran down the mountain and frisked all the way back to the little farm. Pretty soon Coyote, he held up that mountain as long as he could. He was holding it like this. Pretty soon his legs and his arms that were just aching so bad that he said, I just can't hold it any longer. And even if the mountain falls, I have to let go. So he let go of the mountain and covered his head with his paws. But nothing happened. And then Coyote realized that little lamb had fooled him again. Ooh, he howled loud. Oh! The next day, Borreguita was playing in a thicket and she didn't realize that Coyote had hid himself. And all of a sudden, he jumped out. Roar! Woof! Borreguita froze. Borreguita, I see you now. I'm tired of your games. I am going to eat you now. Borreguita pleaded. Señor Coyote, I know I probably deserve to go, but can you please just grant me one wish? What wish? Well, when you eat me, can you just swallow me whole so I don't have to suffer all of the chewing and the biting? Why should I make you comfortable while I eat you? Said Coyote. Well, because, I mean, your mouth is so big you could probably even swallow me whole. I couldn't swallow you whole. Well, yes, sir. If you open your mouth really, really big, I'll just run all the way back, and I'll run as fast as I can, and I'll just jump right in. Coyote was pretty hungry, and she said his mouth was pretty big, which he took as a compliment. So he thought, well, I don't really want to chew through all of that anyway. So, okay, let's give it a try. So Borreguita ran all the way back, and Coyote opened his mouth really wide, like this. And he had his mouth open really, really wide. And Borreguita ran as fast as she could, and she bammed right into Coyote's mouth. Bam! Oh! Coyote grabbed his mouth and he was howling, oh, my teeth! And Borreguita ran away from there as fast as she could. And you know what? Oh, Coyote had a big toothache and his mouth was so sore. And he realized he didn't want to mess with that little Borreguita again. So after that, Coyote did not bother Borreguita ever again. And she frisked about on the farm, playing and living her life as happy as could be. And that's the story of Borreguita and the Coyote.